was yet another and the biggest and loudest opportunity squandered, as the amendment bill contains no changes to the section of the SAPS Act that would give us meaningful investigative abilities. In its current form, the SAPS Act is effectively being used to block investigative powers for Metro Police officers. We now are convinced that this is irrational, indefensible, and inconsistent with the Constitution of the Republic. We could not possibly have done more in the past 5 years to remedy this through cooperative engagement, and we have been stonewalled on every occasion. And so I am here today to announce that we have taken a decision to formally declare an intergovernmental dispute with the Acting Minister of Police, Minister Kachalia, under the Intergovernmental Relations Framework Act. The idea of this formal dispute resolution process is to potentially avoid us having to go to court. If we can meet and agree on a simple amendment to Section 64E of the SAPS Act, an opportunity for that amendment is now before Parliament. It is an excellent document which details in comprehensive technicolor detail the efforts that we have gone to over these last 4.5 years. We haven't actually even gone back as far as Alderman Smith has suggested, but at least over the last 4.5 years, the efforts that we have gone to try to do this collegially and amicably and with reasoned discussion and conversation. But all of those have hit a dead end. Back in 2022, just when I had been the mayor for just a couple of months, we sent the then police minister, Becky Tsele, you remember him, Honorable Cameron? Well, he is no longer the minister and you are still here. But we then sent Minister Becky Tsele a comprehensive motivation for extending investigative powers to the Cape Town Metro Police, along with options for how the principle of devolution has been conceded. And I think that this may have been a critical tactical error, because in the legislation that has been tabled, public order policing has again been devolved. So here we've had two successive ministers, one devolving immigration enforcement, the next now devolving public order policing. And as Alderman Smith has rightly said, SAPS and the minister are keen to devolve those things that they find inconvenient and difficult, things that they don't really want to do. So ladies and gentlemen, as we are all aware, the single most pressing issue, especially for Cape Townian families living in gang-impacted communities, is the ever-present threat of violent crime fueled by gangs, guns, and drugs. Raising a family in parts of the Cape Flats, trying to keep your children not only out of the crossfire of gang violence, but out of the hands of gang recruiters as they grow up, is an incredibly hard and stressful thing to do. The safety of our communities is the top priority for us. But SAPS, as we all know, constitutionally is the primary policing agency, and our officers don't have the full set of powers they need. Specifically, our city metro police officers do not have the powers to conduct investigations, build case dockets, and get the convictions so that criminals are put away and stay behind bars. Right now, they simply arrest suspects, confiscate weapons and drugs, and hand over all of that evidence and those suspects to the SAPS, only to see those same suspects back on the streets within a week.
That's not why we're here this morning. We're here on a different mission. So, as I said, this is not a new request. And unlike the African National Congress, we're not fighting for one municipality alone in the case of Cape Town. Unlike the 2022 and 2026 expansions, we are not asking for additional powers for just one service or for just one place, for Cape Town only. No, we are asking for these powers to be extended to all of the metros. Expanding the policing powers of local government enforcement agencies benefits all of local government enforcement agencies. It makes South Africa safer, not just in Cape Town. If Cape Town succeeds in this important step, all of South Africa wins. That is why it's important that the City of Cape Town leads the way and initiates an intergovernmental dispute. The ANC is really disconnected from the realities of crime at this stage. The impact that crime has and the severe consequences it has for our economy, our social cohesion. Granting additional police powers has also been done before. Most notably in 2022, when the Minister of Justice and Correctional Services approved Transnet security officers being granted peace officer status. This enabled Transnet security officers to exercise powers in terms of Chapter 2 of the Criminal Procedures Act, allowing those peace officers from Transnet to make arrests and assist the National Prosecuting Authority with prosecutions. Earlier this year, in 2026, this very year, the Minister of Justice and Constitutional Development and the Acting Minister of Police granted Gauteng's Amapanyaza peace officer status, allowing their traffic wardens to undertake lawful crime prevention. Both of these expansions of policing powers were built on the back of the 2018 amendment and expansion of the Declaration of Peace Officer Powers contained in the Government Notice number 114 issued on 19 October 2018, which granted municipal peace officers, including our law enforcement staff in Cape Town, basic crime prevention powers in terms of the Criminal Procedures Act.